I want to thank everybody, especially Students for Life, for helping us organize this morning. I will introduce our speakers as we go, but just to put it out there, our partners here today are Students for Life of Ohio, Heartbeat International, Citizens for Community Values, and, Senator Peggy Lehner. We're so glad you're here. So with that, I will get started. Ohio Right to Life is the state's, I'm so sorry. I'm Stephanie Kreider, the Executive Director of Ohio Right to Life. So sorry. Ohio Right to Life is the state's largest and longest serving pro-life organization. We are so grateful for the unprecedented successes we've experienced in the state legislature, even just this year. Passage of the Heartbeat Bill is really our greatest accomplishment to date, and certainly the credit for that belongs to many pro-life people who pushed for that over the past 8 years or so. The Abortion Pill Reversal Information Act that we are announcing today may not be covered as extensively in the media, but certainly it will save lives. And we are excited to see these two amazing pro-life leaders standing with me here today to champion this legislation. I said two because Representative Niraj Antani is going to also be the sponsor in the House of Representatives. He couldn't be here today, unfortunately. So again, thank you to Senator Lehner for being here. While the number of abortions in Ohio has decreased fairly steadily in the last decade, the number of non-surgical abortions has steadily been on the rise. In 2004, about 13% of all abortions were non-surgical. In 2017, which is the most recent year for which we have statistics, that number had climbed to just over 25%. Most of these abortions are performed using a regimen known as mifeprex, in which two pills are administered. Mifepristone, which cuts off the progesterone in the mother's body, leading to the baby's death, and misoprostol, which induces labor, leading to the mother delivering her dead baby. We oppose abortion on the grounds that it robs the unborn human individual the dignity of life and harms the mother in the process. Abortion is a permanent solution, death, to a mother's problems, often poverty or lack of support, which remain unsolved after her abortion. But the good news today is that if a woman takes the initial step and takes the first pill to begin a chemical abortion, there are steps she can take to reverse it if she changes her mind. She just needs to know where to go. And that's what this legislation is all about. It builds upon our current informed consent law, which ensures that a woman is fully informed about the process and risks of the procedure, resources available to her, as well as the state of development of her unborn baby. This bill will add that information is to be provided to a woman obtaining a chemical abortion, that it is possible to stop the abortion if she changes her mind before taking that second pill, if she takes quick action. There's an entire network of physicians ready to help here in Ohio, and Heartbeat International, an international network of pregnancy resource centers. We'll talk a little bit later about the protocol in place to do that. So with that, I first would like to welcome up Senator Peggy Lehner, who will be our Senate sponsor of this legislation. We are so grateful for her leadership in all things pro-life, and I'm grateful for her presence here today as well.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. You all know me as a state senator. However, what you may not know is that prior to taking office here, I spent over 40 years as an activist in the pro-life movement. Serving as president of Ohio Right to Life, as well as president and executive director of Dayton Right to Life for a number of years, I met dozens and dozens of women who were struggling with the abortion decision, both before and after the fact. They came from all walks of life. Some were married with children, some of them were frightened young teenagers, and everything in between. Regardless of their age, their wealth, or their marital status, they all have one thing in common. They were terribly conflicted about the choice that they were about to make. Also, in virtually every case, there was someone close to them pushing them to choose abortion. It might be a parent, the father of the baby, sometimes a close friend. Parents would often say, "I don't believe in abortion, but you are just too young to raise a baby, and your father and I are done taking care of children." The boyfriend might be saying, "I love you, but you are going to have to choose between me or that baby. I am not ready to be a dad. And her friends were saying, it's not really a baby. No one can even tell that you are pregnant at this point. End it now, and no one will ever know. Reluctantly, the decision would be made, but rarely was it a resolute decision. The reality of what she was about to do didn't really hit home often until she found herself laying on a clinic operating table. Before she could even protest, however, the procedure was over. A surgical abortion is very quick and leaves very little time for a last-minute change of heart. The baby is gone, and the woman is often left with a long-lasting, lingering sense of guilt and regret. A medical abortion, however, can have a very different outcome. It involves a two-step process. There is no last-second choice to be made, but rather hours between the time the first pill is taken and the death of the child occurs. It is during that time that the woman frequently realizes that this is really not what she wanted at all. This wasn't her choice, but rather what others had chosen for her, and she cries out to stop the abortion. One of two things can happen at that point. The clinic personnel can just reassure her that this was her choice after all, and it is now too late to change her mind. The procedure has begun. Or they can be honest and tell her that there is a drug that offers a good chance of reversing the procedure. Regardless of whether you consider yourself pro-life, pro-choice, or something in between, I think there is one thing we can all agree on, and that is no woman should be forced to have an abortion that she doesn't want. Failing to inform her that an abortion procedure can be reversed is withholding information that is a fundamental violation of informed consent. It is perfectly reasonable to require that the informed consent process include this indispensable piece of information, that this procedure can be stopped once it has started. There are very few points of agreement when it comes to abortion. We all should embrace when we can find common ground, and this is one of those times. Thank you for your attention today.
Thank you, Senator Lehner. And now I'd like to introduce Aaron Baer, President of Citizens for Community Values, who's going to make some remarks as well.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Ohio Right to Life, for putting on this press conference today, for your leadership on this bill. Thank you, Heartbeat International, for stepping up and creating a network where women all across Ohio and the nation, and internationally, it's the name, can get facts about abortion pill reversal and can be provided with choices. Really, that's what this bill is all about. It is a pro-choice piece of legislation to give women the choice at the last minute to save the life of their child if that's what they want. This is a simple informed consent procedure. It's something 7 states have enacted to ensure that women are fully informed when they're going in to make one of the most difficult choices they might ever make. I think it's important when looking at the abortion pill reversal protocol to understand some of the misnomers that have been going around about this bill. There have been some claims that the FDA hasn't approved this procedure. Well, that's true because the FDA doesn't approve procedures, they approve medications. And they have approved progesterone for continuing fertility. And that's what abortion pill reversal is. It's progesterone to women after having taken the first pill of mifepristone, which blocks progesterone, to ensure that to give that pregnancy an opportunity to proceed. So when we're talking about this bill, it's important to separate fact from fiction. You know, Citizens for Community Values is Ohio's Family Policy Council. We are the largest Christian public policy organization in the state. But you don't need to be a Christian to understand why abortion pill reversal is good medical science and good procedures for Ohio. Because all it does is ensures that women who are in that last minute, who have that, or are given that last second before a life-altering thing happens to them in their life, are given a choice. Again, this is pro-choice legislation because we want to ensure women on the brink of making a life-ending decision have an opportunity to save a life. So grateful for you. Thank you for all of the men and women standing up here with us today, standing for the right to life. Just like we did just recently when Ohio sent a strong message across the country that we believe all human life is worth protecting when we pass the Heartbeat Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aaron. And now I'd like to introduce Clara McKee of Students for Life. Sorry to put you on the spot. You got this.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out today. My name is Clara McKee. I am the Ohio Regional Coordinator with Students for Life of America. I am here today to talk about the amazing piece of legislation set to be introduced, the Abortion Pill Reversal Information Act. I would like to start off by saying that Students for Life of America is incredibly proud of our students, especially Ellie Whitman, who put in all of her hard work that she put into bringing this legislation to life. Ellie is one of the student leaders at Students for Life group at the University of Miami Oxford campus. This legislation is common sense. This bill will require doctors to provide information on reversing the effects of the RU-486 chemical abortion drug. We know that abortion is full of false hope. Hope for better jobs, better education, better futures, better relationships, and success in life overall. But the pro-life movement recognizes the fact that abortion fails to liberate women and continues to demean them and exploit their anxieties and fears. Abortion is false hope, which does not solve anything. The industry lies to women and tells them that in order to be successful, they must be willing to sacrifice their children on the altar of convenience. It reinforces the lie that women are weak and unable to be successful and nurturing simultaneously. The abortion industry hides the massive amount of community support that exists. If you are committed to choice, you should join us in supporting this bill. This bill is a massive step forward in ensuring women feel supported, loved, and are informed of their options regarding their pregnancy. We know women who choose abortion deeply regret that choice, and this bill makes sure that they know their options truly are there. Students for Life of America is proud to support this legislation and the work of our students to reject the idea that women are weak and helpless, and to offer simple solutions to inform them of their options. We are here to support women, especially those who are post-abortive, to listen and to love them, and to pursue a culture where women are empowered to choose life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Clara. We're so proud of all the work that you do with Students for Life. Thank you for doing that. Now I would like to welcome, there will be two speakers from Heartbeat International. The first is Jarrell Godsey, who is their president.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Aaron. We're grateful to be a part of this, make our home here in Columbus. Grateful for the state of Ohio to entertain this legislation that is designed to really help a woman have the last chance to choose life. Every woman should be loved and supported during their pregnancy, and we're grateful for the legislator to stand up in that. And we also want to help you understand that right here, the Abortion Pill Rescue Network is helping women every single day. In fact, we are connected with over 800 physicians and practices and providers, medical providers, who are able to help someone in their need as they're looking to reverse a decision that they've just made with that first pill. We do that by working with over 30 healthcare professionals in our own organization, connected with our own organization, and we answer those phone calls every hour of every day, 24/7, to help people who are finding themselves in that position, looking for the help that the state of Ohio is looking to make sure that they have that option, they know that option, and they can pursue that option to make a last chance to choose life. And I'm proud to introduce the director of our Abortion Pill Rescue Network, Krista Brown.
My name is Krista Brown, and I oversee the medical services at Heartbeat International, and that includes the Abortion Pill Rescue Network. I just want to say a few words about the protocol of abortion pill reversal and the effects that's had on women and children throughout the world, and offer support for the Abortion Pill Reversal Information Act. Since the FDA approved the use of the abortion drug mifepristone, chemical abortions in Ohio have risen by more than 400%. More than 5,300 chemical abortions occur in Ohio each year, and the rate is increasing by 40% each year. Women obtain chemical abortion through abortion facilities, primary providers, and online sources. The providers of chemical abortion have worked hard to create the illusion of a quick and easy solution to an unexpected pregnancy, an abortion in the privacy of your own home. This can be appealing until you are having an abortion in the privacy of your own home. And we hear from women every day about how horrifying that can be when your own bedroom or your own bathroom essentially becomes an abortion clinic. There is tremendous pressure when a woman is considering abortion. One answer can seem right for a time, and a short while later, that decision can change. Just 2 days ago on Sunday morning, I helped a woman named April. April is 37 years old, and she is a healthcare provider. She had begun her chemical abortion on Saturday morning, and at that point, she was absolutely sure she wanted to end the pregnancy. By Sunday morning at 8 a.m. when she called me, she was absolutely sure she wanted to continue her pregnancy and reverse the effects of chemical abortion. Within 2 hours, the protocol was started, and she was well on her way to saving the life of her unborn child. But there are thousands of other Aprils who do not know that abortion pill reversal is available. As a mom and a nurse, I think the hardest thing to hear is, I wish I had known that reversal was possible. When women call us, they commonly say things such as, I took the first abortion pill. Can I still change my mind? Can chemical abortion be reversed? What can I do to stop this abortion? Is it too late to save my child? The Abortion Pill Rescue Network stands by waiting to help with compassionate care and real choice. The first medication, with over 800 providers worldwide, 33 in the state of Ohio, we are ready to assist women who have started the chemical abortion process reverse the effects of these dangerous chemicals. When a woman calls our hotline, we listen to her, we answer her questions, and we explain what reversal is. The number of women seeking help continues to increase every single month. Mifepristone, that first chemical given to women to abort their babies, lowers progesterone to dangerous levels. Women requesting reversal are prescribed bioidentical progesterone to outnumber and outcompete that mifepristone. The same progesterone that's been given routinely and safely in pregnancy by OB providers since the 1950s. Bioidentical progesterone is an antidote for this chemical that ends pregnancies. Initial studies have shown the reversal process to be 64 to 68% successful, and the birth defect rate in these children is no greater than the general population. Healthy babies born to thankful moms. For those who might say that abortion pill reversal is not real, there are 750 very real babies and children with beautiful little faces, fingers, and toes, and mamas who are thankful that they were given the chance to live. One mom who successfully reversed her abortion recently said, "Since I've had my baby, my life has been better than ever, and everything is starting to fall into place." Another said, "I'm so glad you were there to take my call." And a third said, "Words cannot describe how thankful I am for the Abortion Pill Rescue Network and the amazing team behind it. APR saved my son's life, and it changed mine forever." We believe that no woman should be forced to complete a procedure she no longer desires, and abortion pill reversal offers a last chance to choose life for preborn children. All women seeking chemical abortion should be made aware that reversal is possible, and help is available through our hotline and through our website. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Krista. With that, we will take some questions here in just a moment. I do want to mention, press, you should have received a packet as you came in. So if you have questions about any of the statistics that we've given you, there should be citations in that packet. If you didn't receive one, we will make sure that you get one before you leave. So with that, we would welcome any questions that you have.
Could you talk us through the timeline here? how much time from the beginning of the process can you change your mind? And would the woman be given a prescription for the hormone in advance, or would she have to actually get a prescription filled? Does it require a
So
prescription?
we hope that within that first 24 hours to start reversal, but that there have been many successful reversals in that first 72 hours. Was that your question?
And how quick does she have to go out and get a prescription filled? How does that work?
Usually it's a prescription filled through a pharmacy, so usually it's oral, and then some providers do offer it in other forms such as muscular injections.
And through this advisory process that you provide, do you have a way of providing a prescription, or does she have to get it from an adult?
We connected with a provider in her area. So that's the 800 providers that we talked about, and 33 are in the state of Ohio.
What kinds of providers do this?
Most are OBs, but there are other family physicians that offer this. Also, there are midwives, nurse practitioners, physician assistants also. Most are OBs.
I can't remember which one you mentioned that there are 2 pills that you have to take. So just if you take the first one and then you no longer want to take the second, what happens if you just don't take anything? If you just stop it?
If you stop, there's about a 25% chance of survival. So if they do nothing, if they just take that first chemical, which is that mifepristone, there's a 25% chance of survival. If they do the reversal, if they use the reversal protocol, the success rate is 64 to 68%.
What are some of the risks of taking this reversal pill?
Of taking
Taking the reversal pill, what are some risks? What are some risks?
Progesterone can cause it can cause you to be tired. It can have side effects like that. But as far as birth defects for the baby, there's no greater risk than the general population. The birth defect rate is 2.7% compared to 3%. 2.7% compared to 3% is the general population number. So there's no greater risk. The mifepristone doesn't cause birth defects, and the progesterone does not cause birth defects.
Quick question. American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists has basically said that this isn't based on doesn't meet clinical standards or isn't based on science. I guess what's your response to that? Or
We do have that support of APLOG, so they have issued a statement that they do support women having this option. And ACOG has issued a statement that mifepristone does not cause birth defects, and we know that progesterone doesn't cause birth defects either. And so what we want women to know is this option is available to them.
What's ACOG? APOG.
American Association of Pro-Life Obstetricians and Gynecologists.
What's the status of this bill? Has it been introduced, or what's kind of the timeline? Is that today?
It is still just being finalized and drafting, so I think it will be introduced this week or next. Hopefully this week still.
Okay. And you're going to do companion bills, one in the House, one in the Senate?
Yes, Representative Niraj Antani is carrying the House version of the bill.
Is this the first time you guys have done this kind of legislation in Ohio?
Yes, it is the first time we've pursued this legislation.
Stephanie, your organization's talked about doing incremental steps when it comes to anti-abortion legislation. Can you explain to us how this fits in that next step compared to the heartbeat bill?
Sure, absolutely. So the question was about our incremental approach to ending abortion in Ohio. I feel like this is really a natural extension of kind of where things are. So the heartbeat bill honestly was a huge step for us and a huge step for Ohio. Certainly that's going to take some time to make its way through the courts. And in the meantime, we're not just going to sit in our office and, check the internet, hit refresh and see what the court's going to do next. We're going to keep pressing on. So this bill really is important because it will save lives. I know that some of our other legislation, it's sort of a wait and see approach almost with heartbeat. We're confident it will save lives if it's enacted, but we just have to wait and see if it is enacted. So this bill, just giving this information to women, we are confident will save lives because the process itself works. As Krista said, there's some 700 babies who've been born using this protocol to save their lives after an abortion has begun.
Stephanie, what's your position on Becker's bill?
Oh, I knew that question was coming, Laura.
Yep.
Representative Becker is a great pro-life legislator for whom I have great respect. However, we are here to talk about our legislative agenda today. And it's not really a secret that, the pro-life movement has had disagreements about tactics and strategies, but we're here today to talk about our legislative agenda.
So, are you in favor of Becker's bill or opposed to it?
We have not even honestly reviewed the bill. It wasn't given to us in advance, and it's not part of our legislative agenda.
Have medication abortions gone up because of all the restrictions that have been in place on certain abortions?
Certainly, I couldn't give reasoning for why the number of medication abortions have gone up. I think that it's just become more popular. Most abortions, the vast majority, take place in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. This regimen, the Mifeprex and other ways of chemical abortions that are provided, can only be done through 9 weeks of pregnancy. So I really couldn't say.
So one way to make abortion less common would be to advance comprehensive sex education in K-12, and that's something that's been talked about in the Senate. Where does Ohio Right to Life stand on that?
Certainly I can't speak on behalf of the Senate. It's not something that has come up in any legislative conversations that I have been privy to at Ohio Right to Life in recent years.
So it's not on your agenda?
That's correct.
We're currently looking at adopting a set of health standards for the state of Ohio. Obviously, when it comes to sex education standards, you run into an awful lot of conflict of opinions, et cetera. We're trying to figure out how to deal with that, because what we think is most important is that we have a comprehensive set of solid health standards that improve the health care of all Ohioans, starting with our teenagers.
And would that go to like phys ed, nutrition, as well as
Yes,
as well as sex
it's
education?
comprehensive, looking at the impacts of smoking, drugs, all kinds of behavior that teens might engage in. But that's a separate piece of legislation that we're looking at. Senator Sykes is the prime sponsor of that. Stephanie Coonsey is co-sponsoring it. And time will tell as we move forward how a lot of these issues may be dealt with.
This might be better for you and also Senator. In the past, whenever bills have been introduced dealing with abortion, they've often been slipped into the budget at the last minute. Do you anticipate that would be the case here?
I don't anticipate that this bill is going to go into the budget, no.
Senator, there's currently a study out of UC Davis that's actually looking at this procedure with a control group and placebos in a traditional scientific experiment setting. Do you imagine that the legislation will change at all based on the result of that study come next year?
At this point, we can point to 700 children who are actually been born following the reversal of the procedure. You can produce scientific studies all you want, but looking at 700 children is a very different thing. And I think that tells me all I need to know at this point. If there are studies further that come down the road, we'll certainly look at them, but I don't think you can turn your back right now on the children who are actually the result of this procedure. And I find it really kind of perplexing why anyone would be opposed to a woman choosing to give life. And I don't get that. I would love to have one-on-one conversation with these folks back here to find out exactly why they think this is such a threatening issue, because frankly, this is a piece of legislation that one would think we could come together on. Just given the only side effect of this legislation is a healthy baby being born. Who would oppose that?
I do just want to add to that. There are peer-reviewed studies on this process, this medical procedure, and the protocol. So some of that might be in the packet we gave you, but if not, Heartbeat International should be able to answer that as well. Sure.
Just for the record on that UC study you cited, that study is with 40 women. The stats that were shared up here today was Dr. Delgado's study with 250 women.
Yes, but that's also a case series which doesn't have a control group, so it doesn't exactly prove that the progesterone treatment is directly causing the result.
They have to. The end result is they have to have their child die.
Yes, but the 40,
so this is what all we're pointing out here is that the study, that the numbers that we're citing up here are based off of a study of 250 women.
And just for clarity, the 40 participants in this UC Davis study have already agreed, they are planning on having an abortion. That's a prerequisite requirement for them. So the ethics.
There are a lot of ethical issues involved in studies on pregnant women, which is why when I'm pregnant, no one can tell me if I can safely take Tylenol. So I think we'll just leave it at that. Does anyone have any other questions? Thank you so much for coming out this morning. We really appreciate it.